starting with an opening ceremony. And this is the opportunity for all of you to center and let go of the day, purify yourselves. I'll be purifying with liquid smudge that I've created, and then doing an offering with the miwa sacred essence, which is an offering to the four directions, the earth and the sky, and it attracts beneficial energies and favorable circumstances. And then you'll be hearing the ancestor chant, and so that's the opportunity for all of you to sing with the chant, to call upon your ancestors so that you can gather the best and the most from what we are going to be sharing, this ancestral wisdom that has been passed down for many, many, many millennia, so that we can share that in what we call a sacred space. So you can create that sacred space by singing along with me, because for your ancestors to come, they need permission, and that's your chant. That's about chanting, and it's not important if you don't sing it right. The important is just to participate. So we're going to go to that now. Meditation is one of the most important aspects of one's development, and that is in all cultures. In native culture, we learn that naturally because even the animals meditate. If you look at the way the animals live, there's always great moments of stillness in all of them. That's their moment of meditation. And in this hectic world, people don't take too much time to do that, and it's more nourishing. That stillness is more nourishing than any kind of food you can eat. I even know of people that can go completely without food, water, and sleep by just remaining in stillness for months on end. So it's very important to renew ourselves every day. And I'll just guide you in something very simple to do that. We start by just drawing in a deep breath and letting it go. Deep breath and letting it go. And a third time. So now, simply take a deep breath and let it all go. Another one. In through the nose, out through the mouth, as if you're sighing. Just letting it out, letting it go. A third time, breathing in, letting it out slowly. Your throat is relaxed. You can close your eyes, or you can look at 45 degrees towards the ground, but not focusing your sight. If you're drowsy, it's better to have the eyes slightly open. And then you just observe. You're a witness. You don't go into any thoughts that come by. You let them go by. You let them alone. You don't engage with them. Any emotion flows up, don't engage. Just let it flow. Don't do anything with it. Just remain as a witness of what's happening. That's it. And just let yourself be carried by the sounds. So, this is an ancient story that happened in the plains, but the northern plains. It was pretty much up north where there's harsh winters. And it's the story of how the medicine came to the people. And it was this band, small band of hunter-gatherers. And in this small band of hunter-gatherers, there was this widow. And because she was a widow, and because she was old, she did not have the esteem of the others and was often mocked. So she lived really on the outskirts of the village, of that temporary village, and she would go scrawning for her food by herself every day. As she was too old to do any hunting, she had to rely on gathering roots for her food. And so one day she really didn't have a very good day. She only found 3 or 4 roots for her supper. And as she was getting ready to boil her roots, there came an old man at her entry to her wigwam there, and he asked her for hospitality. And you must know that hospitality amongst all Native people is an absolute law. You always welcome somebody asking for hospitality, because you never know when it could be you. So, of course, she did welcome him, but she said, I have very, very little to share. But she did give him half of what she did have, which was not much. But he was grateful, and they went to sleep. It was the evening, and people in nature go to sleep early when it's dark. And so next morning, as she woke up, the man was lamenting and complaining that he had hurt. And when she looked at him, he had these kind of big boils on the face, and she could recognize he probably had some on his body also. It seemed very painful. And so the old man, he says, please go and gather this herb I'm going to talk to you about. And he described it in detail, told her where she would find it. And so out she went, and during her day she gathered these herbs and more roots, and she was a little bit more successful this day. And she came back as soon as she could before evening to prepare, as he instructed, these herbs for him. And as he drank that tincture, and it healed him. And it was quite amazing how fast it went about healing his pain. And then they ate what she had found during the days, and she had even found some green vegetables. And so they were happy going to sleep that evening. And the next day, as she woke up before dawn, as usual, and as soon as it started graying in the eastern sky, he started lamenting and complaining that he had terrible pain in his knees, and he had his elbows and his wrists. And so he asked her very politely if you could please go and gather these other bushes that could barely help me. So out she went into her day, and she did find where he had instructed her to look, these bushes, and she gathered in the way that he had told her to gather, with the offerings and everything that he had explained to her, and also gathered some food. And that day too, she was quite successful in finding very good food for them. And so she came back, and as she had been very successful, she came back early. She prepared his medication, and it healed him, really quite quickly, within a few hours. And so they had a beautiful meal and beautiful time in that evening as the sun was going down, and went to sleep. Next morning, same thing. This man woke up complaining, lamenting, with another kind of disease.
and describing what he needed, and out this lady would go and gather and come back and prepare it the way he told her to, and there he would be healed, and they would have a good evening. And like that for quite a few weeks. Every day the same thing. She was quite astounded. But, she was respecting the laws of hospitality and treating her guest as the best she could. And finally, one day, as they woke up, he wasn't there. She started looking around. She peeked out the door, the entry to the wigwam. And there he was, standing up, very proud. He seemed younger. And then he explained to her that he had come because she was a kind soul, that was kind to all the beings in nature, that she was kind to everybody around her, and that she deserved to learn medicine for her people. And then he transformed. He became a great big grizzly bear, and he rambled off very slowly towards the east and the rising sun. And so the lady, she went into the village and she said, I've learned something. She didn't explain about the old man till much later. But she says, I've learned things. And she went about healing the people who had ailments in the village. And she became a very respected elder. They would honor her and bring her things because, of course, healing comes with offering. You don't go to a healing with your hands empty, because they take their time to prepare things. And so that's the story that is told about how the medicine came to the people. And there are other stories in other nations. These comes from the Métis nations. They have a great storytelling tradition, incredible storytelling. There's levels of storytellers. It's quite something. And I'm up very low level. And anyway, other stories but every time, this other story that comes to mind is that to learn how to heal, you follow the bear around and heal. Every time he gets sick, he knows exactly what to eat and where to rub himself in the clay and the brook and everything like that. So that's the story of how the medicine comes to the people. So, music therapy is a part of every tradition in the world. The first image we have of ancient cultures is you got the shaman dancing with his drum around the patient to chase away the bad spirits that are causing the disease. And the first thing a mother does for her child that's crying is she sings to her child, and that immediately apaises him and he goes to sleep. So it's universal. Music is the universal healer, and it's part of every single culture in the world because it works with vibration, and vibration is what creates the world. Even the scientists finally found that out. They thought they had found the smallest matter that existed when they found the atom. But in fact, when they really examined the atom, the only thing they saw is that 99.99% of that is empty, and there's a particle vibrating in there. And so everything is vibration. Everything is energy. And it's, completely dependent on mind. So with sound, there are no real limits to what we can do to facilitate healing. And one of the basic techniques of Native American music therapy is the use of the pentatonic scale because it corresponds to the 5 elements. So I'm going to play you a music on the flute that demonstrates the pentatonic scale, something you'll find on my CD Swan Songs, which is just the flute and nature sounds, which helps to reconnect with nature and also with the elements, because the elements are what compose our body. Each vibrational energy of the water, the fire, the earth, the wind and wide infinite space are what inhabit your body, in which you exist, your mind. As a closing ceremony, I invite you to be able to bring through the top of the head the energies that are beneficial for you from what we've shared today, by just opening to the sound of what we call a creation chant. We dedicate all this good energy for the benefit of all living beings, to be in harmony with our Tibetan brothers. See you all.